So is Donald Trump running MAGA or is Elon running MAGA? AOC has some thoughts on it.
Elon Musk, I believe, does create problems for Trump. And I've been seeing over the course of the last week that when Elon tweets something and when Trump tweets something, Republicans don't know. I've said this earlier. Republicans don't know who their daddy is. Like, they don't know which one they need to be listening to first, and it's scrambling them. But it's not a joke that I think Elon poses real political problems for Trump and arguably may have at least rival his power and influence.
That's right. The MAGA Republicans don't know who their daddy is. Is it Donnie? Is it Elon? They're confused. And even Donald is feeling the heat.
And he got over 2,000 units. That's a lot. And they flooded it with Starlink, and it was so good. It saved a lot of lives, so we want to thank him. But no, he's not going to be president, that I can tell you. And I'm safe. You know why? He can't be. He wasn't born in this country.
Wasn't born in this country. Ha ha. That's our next president. Oh my God. Well, AOC is getting some pushback for criticizing Donald Trump taking advice from Elon Musk.
To go back to my friend here, if we're concerned about who's calling the shots in the White House, we should stand up and do something about it. Because I think we should have concerns about co-president Elon Musk in the White House and
that is
others
such a
around
Democratic
Donald
talking
Trump
point about Elon
who
Musk.
is
Come on.
contributing.
I mean, first of all, Donald Trump is not letting anybody to take the wind out of his sails, okay? I mean, do you know the guy?
Well,
he is not going to let Elon Musk come in and make decisions, just like Biden didn't let Kamala Harris do a darn thing in the office.
It looks that way. If he's taking calls with foreign leaders, well, that's what I'm saying.
His job is to indulge, is to cut down spending, which is something that this country desperately needs.
You literally have a completely unelected billionaire who has just taken over.
Is that, in your opinion, as a businessman and an investor, is that what we're seeing here?
No, not at all. And I will say how much I admire AOC for her marketing prowess. She's one of the worst managers I've ever seen. If I lived in her jurisdiction, which to me is one of the worst managed in the country, I would fire her and hire somebody way better. She destroyed the opportunities of 10,000 people when she rejected the Amazon facility there a long time ago. I have never forgiven her for that, but I admire her ability to just get in front of her phone, post social media, raise $10 to $15 at a time by saying outrageous things over and over again. If you live in her jurisdiction, ask her what's she done for you lately, except post this stuff for social media. That's what I would do.
That's Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank, avoiding the question of whether Elon is running MAGA or Trump is running MAGA, and turning it on AOC and saying that she's good at marketing but not good at getting things done. And he points to the whole thing of Amazon. Amazon wanted to create a headquarters out there in New York, and there was opposition to it because they were going to give them big tax incentives, and I think $3 billion, $4 billion of tax incentives for Amazon to go there and create 25,000 jobs when there's no guarantee those jobs would be created, and ultimately the tax would be paid, or it would take away from programs that New Yorkers were paying taxes for. So it wasn't as clear cut as, Amazon will come in and they're going to be altruistic and create their next headquarter here, and everyone in New York is going to have a job. It wasn't as altruistic as wealthy, successful business people will have you think, like Kevin O'Leary did. There was nuances to it, and AOC decided that she was opposed to it, as were some others. And the headquarters did not move ahead in New York. I think they ended up in Virginia. Where sometimes, by the way, when you get these big companies coming in, they create problems. Property prices start going up. People come in, speculators come in and start pushing people that are lower income out, and you end up in a situation where people that were native to that area are pushed out, and the job creation that the companies promised are not done. And so the company benefits, making billions and billions of dollars, but the local people from that area end up suffering in the long run. So it's not as clear cut as Kevin O'Leary was trying to put on AOC, but that's just a little diversion, because the main issue here is who's running MAGA. Is it Donald? Is it Elon? Let's start with this, you guys. Elon probably made one of the best investments of the recent past by spending something around $125 million or so from his political PAC, his political action committee, supporting Donald Trump's reelection. And then as soon as he won, his Tesla stock doubled, tripled, whatever it's done. He's made billions and billions of dollars just from that move. And then that's financial investment that he's made. But we see now that he's actually got his finger on the scale for Donald Trump. And we saw that when it came to that whole debate that Congress had, where Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, Republican, got with the Democrats, and they came up with a deal to keep the government open, keep it funded, keep it going. And on the eve before it, Elon Musk put out a tweet saying this is not a good deal, cut the deal, saying that there's things in there. For example, they were falsely stating that in that bill, in the funding bill, it was going to fund a new stadium for the Washington Commanders football team, which that was not the case. What it was going to do was it was going to give the rights of that land back to, I believe, D.C. or the district to then do with it what they wanted to, which was then going to be building on that land. But it wasn't giving the money to the Commanders. Anyway, that was just one of the points. But the point is that Elon has the power now to be able to send out a tweet and have everyone flip, including Donald Trump. Donald Trump was the one who said, don't do this bill, after Elon said, don't do this bill. And then the Republicans stopped the bill. And we came close to a government shutdown because they were not willing to pass that spending bill. And one of the issues that Elon wanted, that Trump wanted as well, was for Congress to extend the debt limit. They want you to extend the debt limit, which, could sound okay. Like, what's that got to do with me? What's that going to do? Well, what that's going to do is it's going to allow them to accrue more debt, because they're going to be giving tax cuts to billionaires. So there's going to be less revenue coming in, and they're going to accrue more debt. And by the time Donald Trump leaves office, hopefully in 4 years, maybe he'll become dictator. But in the next 5, 10, 15 years, our debt will be so much that our kids and our grandkids are going to be suffering from it. And that's something that it used to be that Republicans were fiscally conservative and didn't want to increase the debt. But Donald Trump wants to give those tax cuts. And I guess, if they're saying, hey, let's get the tax cuts at any price, at any value, at any whatever it takes, then we're going to end up in a situation where our national debt is going to just keep going up and up and up. As a matter of fact, Donald Trump in his previous administration was one of the raised the national debt more than, I think he was like ranked third or something in terms of national debt being raised during a presidency. And we saw the analysis of Donald Trump's economic plans versus Kamala Harris's economic plans, and Kamala Harris's would have raised the debt a lot less than Donald Trump plans to, because what they do is they promise you tax breaks, they promise you everything in the world, and they don't have a way to pay for it. And so we end up in a situation where a billionaire like Elon Musk, who will benefit from a lot of these programs, who benefits because the government actually gives him contracts. The government gives him contracts. He's got government contracts. His businesses have government contracts, and he's got that finger on the scale. We thought we had to worry about Putin influencing Trump. Actually, it's Elon Musk, who, as Trump said, can't be president. Ha ha, because he's not a citizen. Ha ha. That's the guy that is in charge. We think. I don't think he is. I don't think Trump's in charge. I think that he's got a lot of people behind the scenes influencing him. He wants to be in charge. He wants to seem like he is the guy making the decisions, the art of the deal. That's the guy. But we all know, if you look at Trump from the beginning, his father gave him money. He lost that money in bad investments in casinos and airplanes and Trump meat and all kinds of silly stuff. and then he was kind of going down. And Mark Burnett famously bailed him out by bringing him on The Apprentice, and his star rose again. And then he ended up doing the biggest grift of all, convincing a bunch of poor people that he cares about them. He does not care about them. His base. He does not care about them. Matter of fact, one of the things that he wanted to repeal from the first day, he tried repealing the Affordable Care Act, which was something that benefited a lot of his constituents, and yet he didn't care. And when asked in the debate just this past election if he had a health care plan to replace the Affordable Care Act, he said, I have concepts of a health care plan. So folks, these are billionaires that don't care about you, they don't care about me, and we voted for them. Not me, but somebody did. And we're going to see what happens. Just hold on. Let's see how this goes. They're going to be raising tariffs, they say. They want to raise tariffs on imports from China. He mentioned Mexico. He mentioned Canada. He wants to deport immigrants. The people who are picking your fruits, he wants to deport them. That's going to affect you economically because now your fruit is going to cost double. And the tariffs are going to affect you economically because China doesn't pay the tariffs. China takes those extra costs, gives it to, when they send their washing machines, they give it to Home Depot, and Home Depot then will raise the price. You and I pay for it. Elon and Donald, meanwhile, will just smoke their cigars and hang out. So here we are. Elon Musk is running America. I'm comedian Maz Jobrani. I have a special on YouTube. We all need a laugh. Go watch it. It's called The Birds and the Bees. If you like it, tell your friends about it. If you don't like it, keep it to yourselves. I'm also on tour, so check out my website, mazjobrani.com, and come on out. Ciao, ciao.